Hi everyone, welcome to Handicrafts A to Z channel, and today we're going to talk about the tools and supplies that you need to create this beautiful Temari, which is Japanese art of embroidery. And shall we get started? Okay, so the Temari is a traditional Japanese art, which is embroidery on the surface of the bowl, and traditionally it's made from the cloth leftovers, which are spun into the bowl, and you can use any t-shirt leftovers, your cloth leftovers, torn into stripes and then rolled in. But the problem is that the bowls that are made like that are quite heavy. And in the modern world, people use the Temari as the baubles, the Christmas baubles. So to make it lighter, because this one weighs about 100 grams, I use the styrofoam bowls. They can be different sizes and shapes, like even the, I don't know where I got it, like this. Even egg-shaped, so you can use it for the Easter. And so obviously you need the base, either rolled up old cloth or the styrofoam bowls. Also you will need the yarn. It shouldn't be 100% yarn wool. It can be half yarn, half wool, half acrylic. But as far as it's lace or the sock type, that's perfect. For example, this one is the Angora, which is, I guess, about 60% acrylic, 40 wool. But I use it perfectly. Fits well. It grabs the surface and doesn't slide when you do the first 3-4 layers. So it's perfect for me. I find it very useful. And of course you will need the second type, which is the sewing thread. You can use it like this or this one. For example, the standard skein is enough to make a ball like that. But if you make the batch, or you can make big balls, big mari like this, it's better to use the professional one, which would last you for about 6 or 7 mari. And also it's the bobbin itself is reusable. You can use it to spin wool, or you can use it as a base for the crafting with child, like making a doll, attach the ball here and do the hands and everything and decorate it, so you'll have it. Or you can use it as a Christmas tree. Use the kanzashi, which is another Japanese style art. And I've seen people making the Christmas trees using these satin ribbons, the kanzashi, making the Christmas tree. And when I had the website, I had a tutorial on that, which was photos, and probably one day I'll try to recover that and make it a video. Anyway, so this is the part that relates to this stage. So you have the styrofoam bowl, you've got the wool, and you've got the sewing thread. The thread might be size 40 or size 50. For one particular mari I used the size 20, but as you can see it's quite thick, and you can see the threads when you work on it, like this. So you can see the base. I don't know, if you like it you can use it, but usually I use the size 50 or 40 for the base, and I use size 20 for the invisible markup, which we'll talk about later. Just a couple of seconds. So I put that away, and we go to the second part, the markup. For the markup, obviously you need threads that will use the markups of divisions. You need paper strips. I prefer to use just the usual copybook I've taken from my kids. The reason I'm using is because it already has the basic ruler. So you got the 5mm squares, and you can actually use them in your markup. Like you need to make the markup a bit more than you've done, so you can always choose, because, and let me get some. Obviously you need a separate box for each of your projects to keep your markup papers. As you can see, the markups here done, and for example I don't like the distance here, so I might use like 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters, because I know each square is 5 millimeters and I can play up to, I don't know, up to 5 millimeters within the markup. So I find it very useful, and it's easy to divide when you have this. Also you'll need a set of pins, as many colors as possible. For example, I have right here I have a box of, I don't know, 5 or 6 different colors, because you'll need it for the markups. And obviously you need needles for the tapestry needles with the smooth end. It's not sharp, so it doesn't tear the threads when you insert it into the bowl. So this is the part for the markup: the pins, the paper strips, needle. Obviously you'll need the stationary needle, scissors, yarn scissors, and the ruler, the proper ruler, because you'll have that for the to calculate the divisions. And that's the tools. As of the materials, here you have a lot of choice. For example, you can use the the crochet thread size 50. You can use the metallic thread. For example, I have like 3 shades of gold. I got something in between gold and silver, and even this red metallic for the markups. You can, as I said earlier, you can use the size 20 needle, size 20 thread that has the matching color. For example, for this Temari, you won't notice the difference. You can see the color of this is the invisible marking. The color of the markup lines match the base, but it's slightly thicker, as you can see. So the base is 40, the markup is 20. So you can use that. You can also use the embroidery threads. For example, I have this iris, and you can use anything. You can even use the threads that you will be using for the embroidery itself, like here, and any other stuff, as far as you're happy with that. So as I said before, the markup can be very fine, it can be invisible, you can make it part of the design, so it's all up to you. And okay, so this part is done. Let's move it a bit away, and here we go with the embroidery. I use the Turkish threads, which is polyacrylic with a metallic thread. It's nice, it has a nice shine and glitter, so you can't really see it properly, but it's got very nice sparkle. And using it in this combination, this doesn't wear out as it usually happens with the acrylic threads. You can use mercerized cotton, you can use the embroidery threads like metallic threads, the standard threads, even the DMC 5, 8, 10, like this. It's all up to you. You can also, the colors is also up to you. Also, I recommend you to have the matching color for the base. Well, listen, it's not exactly the matching color, but as this is as close as I could get. And Sometimes I use this polyester threads, which is, I don't know, size 20, I guess, from 20 to 30. They come in different colors and shade, and very nice and shiny and silky. So it got really nice look. Like for example, over here I use this thread for the embroidery. It's got really nice silk-like look, so I've used that as well. As I said, I have lots of threads. So if you start doing the Temari thinking of, well, I'll get rid of all my leftovers, no, you won't get rid of your leftovers. You'll get another 300 bags of leftovers, and you will be sitting and thinking, what I was thinking about is starting this project. But it's really nice, you know, if you work on the carpet, you work on a program, like 3-4 months projects, and you're stuck here, you're fed up with this, and you're thinking, I need to have something like done like in 1 or 2 days to get your self-esteem up. So here we go. It's like 2 or 3 days, like 5 hours, 2 or 3 days, you got a nice project done, and you're thinking your self-esteem is high, and you're ready to work on your long-term projects. And this is one of the points why I like Temari, is when you're really stressed out and nothing doesn't really work, you sit and you just do the stuff, and all the worries and go away, and you find the solution. Anyway, that's one of my favorite colors. I've got also when you do the embroidery, try to get the gradients. Like here I have try to get as much threads as possible, so you can get this nice, and I don't know what that thread is. So you can get the gradients, and the more colors you have, the more colors you can match, the more bright and colorful Maris you will get, the more choices you will have, the more patterns you can try. So it all comes, you know, you're thinking, okay, 4 is enough, but when it comes you're thinking about green, well, there's 4 types of green, you go and buy that one, and you find the purple, another 3 colors, and you buy that. So obviously I started Temari thinking of, I've got like 2 or 3 kilos of sock yarn I will never use, because I didn't like the knitting socks. And right now I have like 300-liter containers filled up with yarn, and there is lots of bags with yarn and threads. There's another bag full of styrofoam ball, and my husband is always angry because whenever he opens up the drawer there's a yarn avalanche. So yes, plan a lot of space. You're thinking just a small ball, you will never get that much craft and supplies, but eventually you will end up with a room full of craft supplies. So this is generally it. I'm trying to show you what my desk looks right now, and this is just the 1% of what I have. Just let me get it. This is just 1% of the craft supplies I have. There's about, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of bowls and bags and everything that I have for the Mari. So every time I plan the Mari, I have to go and search through this, and so I got like 5 or 6 designs that I do most for sale, and sometimes I do the inspect the stuff, and I do the new design just for fun for myself that would never go into production. But generally this is it. So you can have fun, and there will be more tutorials. There's one tutorial already for the making the Mari itself with using a styrofoam. I've done that about 4 years ago, and hopefully this year I'll do more tutorials, so stay tuned. Bye.